esports, but the positioning of the 2, 3, 4 are what's extremely important. And so for the Dream needs to win this match to have a shot at number 2.
2. Oh, okay. So they're in the top 4 for sure.
Yes.
So let's see what they're going to do. They're playing more aggressive here. They're the one that's being more aggressive. And look at that, the damage from Arena by level 1 Violet doing 558, landing that crit damage, which is huge. They're going to reset this Might Golem here. And as a result, they're not going to be able to steal it. He's going to be reset, and that invade was wasted. And that's something they need to be careful of. If you try to pull the Might Golem out of its range and leash it that way, he's going to reset. And as a result, no one comes out on top.
Now, we've talked a lot about what you have for the early game coming out of Atul and Ryoma. What are going to be some of these early game tactics that we're going to see, considering there are multiple members on for the Dream that need scaling, such as a Violet and the Flash?
Yeah, what we're going to see is they have 2 executes, so the talent-wise, Flash and Wonder Woman, they're going to want to get picks here because Wonder Woman has that Braces of Submission stun. Flash can go in there and do a lot of burst damage with his abilities, and then they can both use Execute to secure the kill. So what they need to do is actually abuse the talents that they have to get the early game advantage. Because once Circle turns level 4 and they hit the mid game, that is their power spike. That is when Violet and Flash gets online. And for side Team Queso, they need to push the early game. They have Ryoma, they have a Tulin, and once Sephi's turns level 2, they can put a lot more pressure and try to invade jungle and shut this Violet down. Because if they don't, that's going to be looking good for the Dream.
In the spirit of education, Suijay, as we see, actually, we're going to have to pause it at education factors. It looks like Yavix is going to have to be forced to flicker away as you see the 4-man rotation on the bottom side of the map for the Dream, getting themselves a little piece of recognition and almost 900 level crit already at just level 4 Arena of Violet, creating plenty of opportunities for himself as we've got ourselves a little bit of a stabilization. We've seen the Flash versus Liliana matchup, but because we love educating multiple members of Arena of Valor, especially on this Wednesday broadcast, talk to me a little bit about this Flash versus the Tulin matchup in the mid lane.
Yeah, so Tulin actually is okay into Flash because when Flash jumps in using super speed like he's doing right now and using Mach Punch, Tulin's passive, his lightning bolts are going to hit the Flash. Flash can't dodge that. It's going to all hit him. So as long as Tulin has those 5 lightning bolts around him, he can actually do a lot of burst damage onto the Flash and hit him with Ion Blast as well, because that's an AoE, kind of 3 bolts fly out in front of him. So Tulin is actually really good to Flash because of his ability to hit the Flash once he jumps in with super speed. So Shirko has to be very careful and see if those bolts are up. If those 5 bolts are up around Ruiz, he cannot jump in because he's going to take so much burst damage.
Team Queso's defensive maneuvering has proved themselves quite successful in the first 3 minutes of the game. Not a single stolen buff has been taken away for the Dream. While the thought is there, it's not always just the thought that counts, especially in a game like Arena of Valor, where you need actions to follow up those thoughts in a lot of instances. Shirko having a lot of damage being done upon there by Ruiz. Meanwhile, Rez and Yavix on the bottom side of the map duking themselves out. So 3.5 minutes in the game, 6.8 thousand gold, almost even. Wow. And just as I say that, just as I was about to say how slow the beginning of this game is, Team Queso picks up a quick kill onto the Flash.
What a nice rotation there. Even though Flash used his Cyclone, they waited for him to finish it, to get out of the Cyclone, and secure a big kill. However, they need to convert this to objective. They need to take a tower, but it looks like they're going to get another kill here onto Mr. Rain. What a beautiful death from above from Ibuchichi there. Securing kill number 2, and now they can take the dragon.
Well, you wanted them to get themselves an objective. They didn't have the minions to push into the middle side of the map, so now 4 members are going to lurk themselves around the Abyssal Dragon. However, you have all the members sans Mr. Rain being respawned, so they're going to be able to have an opportunity. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, you did see Mr. Rain on his Lubu go down. Babara being able to have a lot of extra damage onto that top turret. And so the Lubu versus this Kilgrath matchup, something we've seen pop up in the Valor series, certainly floating in Babara's direction at 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, what makes Kilgrath so good in side lane is you can't ignore him. He has so much wave clear and such fast wave clear because of his Enraged Spirit ability that he can clear out the wave extremely fast, and he can take down towers so easily because of his sheer attack speed that he gets from his Fanaticism passive. And as a result, you gotta keep someone in the lane against the Kilgrath. He's gonna keep the side lane with him, and if you leave side lane, Kilgrath's gonna be able to take a tower and push the wave so fast.
Grizzly Q decided to go camping in the bush, but it didn't matter because someone had already set up shop. as the members of Team Queso find themselves warding off Grizzly Q, these 4-man rotations. But something that you mentioned in this instance, Suijay, is, yeah, you're seeing some solid advantages, 2 kills as well as a buff steal here for Team Queso, but they're going to have to do more, because if not, For the Dream could create plenty of opportunities considering the scaling that they have. Now you see the rotation coming down out of Mr. Rain. A good job to get onto Yavix. He's going to end up taking him down. There is no ultimate onto Sherko, so he's going to have to use that mobility as well as those punches. And look at that damage. The 2-man knockup's going to come out of Grizzly Q. It's not going to be enough to pick themselves up a kill, but it doesn't matter because pressure has been created for the Dream.
What a great play by Arena of Violet there. Perfect position on Violet. He gets the red buff using his punish, and they're able to also secure that blue buff, and now they can take Dragon and without any contest. And Arena of Violet, I think, has stacked crit Arcana. The number of times he's critting is happening so often that I feel like he has stacked a ton of crit Arcana, which means that they have to focus him down. If they do not kill him, they let him do damage from the backline critting like that, they're not going to be able to win these fights. And he's going to be able to do so much work and so much damage onto the Ryoma from the backline.
And so now Sherko and Mr. Rain coming up towards the top side of the map. This is another added advantage that the Flash is being able to bring a lot of these teams, is the mobility of roaming towards the side lanes. But with 2 members towards the top side of the map, that's going to give Team Queso and themselves an opportunity for the Abyssal Dragon. Ibuchichi's able to pick that up away with a very handy punish. The members of For the Dream aren't able to push, and so now we mentioned For the Dream sometimes not playing above the competition that they find themselves against, have a 500 gold deficit as well as now an objective.
Yeah, they gave over that Dragon when they could have taken it earlier. When they secured the kill on Ryoma and they got Zephy's so low, that was their chance to take the Dragon, but instead they decided to back off here, and they could have turned that 2 kills into a lead. And both teams are actually doing that. They're like Team Queso had 2 kills earlier, but they didn't convert that to any objective. They didn't take Dragon, they didn't take a tower, so they need to be very cautious. Sherko's in a lot of trouble because he used the super speed to clear the wave, and Azura, he doesn't have it up, but expertly uses Cyclone to disengage and get away.
As the game gets longer, you're going to see For the Dream start to ramp themselves up where they're wanting to be. Remember, Flash and Violet, 2 heroes that rely on securing themselves items and resources to become a little bit more relevant. The slower playstyle For the Dream reflecting just that, as we find ourselves at almost 8 minutes in the game. Only 3 kills, Suijay, one of the slower kill games that we have seen, and only 1 Abyssal and 1 tower taken across the board. So both of these teams playing a lot more slowly, a lot more cautious than what we have seen in the first 2 matches.
Yeah, Rez is winning the bottom lane. He's able to get a tower 1v1 against Ryoma, which is really, really good. Mr. Rain is actually losing in the top lane against Barbary. You can see why Kilroth is picked in the side lane. He's fed at like 4.3k. He's actually the most fed hero in the game. So they gotta try to use this advantage to them. They have to try to invade and, you know, shut down top jungle. Lubu is losing the lane matchup versus Kilgard right now, so they need to abuse that for Queso to come back into the game, because since Wonder Woman is winning her lane, they need to trade and counter against that.
So now Mr. Rain and Babada are looking to pop themselves some ultimates and go, but sorry, not sorry, Mr. Rain, but Babada on that Kilgroth gonna have a little bit extra damage, as we can see himself stacking up items quite nicely, almost 5,000 gold. Second Abyssal Dragon, in the meanwhile, is being started by For the Dream. They need to secure this to even themselves out a gold a little bit longer. You're going to have a crit that's going to happen, but it doesn't matter because Ibuchichi's going to come across the wall and pick up that second Abyssal Dragon for Team Queso. A team fight's going to break out. Sherko's going to try to punch, but the noob is going to be able to walk away safely. Rez and Grizzly Q are going to try to follow up. Nobody falls, but more importantly, objective to Team Queso.
Yeah, what an awesome job by Ibuchichi there. Crayon, with his beautiful death from above, coming in there and getting and securing the dragon was huge, and then also not dying from that. And look at this rotation. Violet doing so much crit, taking down Riz.
And so now Ibuchichi tries to help his teammate, but Ruiz is unfortunately falling before that happens. You're going to have a lot of damage coming out of Arena of Violet. Ibuchichi is going to be forced to clear the wave. Arena of Violet in the meanwhile, Lasso barely misses out of Rez. The tower shot's going to force them away. They do not have a minion wave. For the Dream coming back with a kill, but I can't say it enough. Ibuchichi with another dragon into the hands of Queso. The steal, unbelievable.
Yeah, even though they got 2 dragons, they gave up 2 towers, and that's not what you want to do against a Violet composition. You should not be losing the tower game against an ADC, because ADCs excel. That's their win condition. They need to push down lanes, open up the map, starve out your jungle. While your dive composition that has Zephyrs, a Kilgroth, you want to invade jungle, you want to shut down jungle, get picks, get kills, and then push towers. But because they're losing the tower game, they may find themselves in a really tough spot once Violet really comes online with more damage here.
There's only 2 towers advantage that For the Dream has. However, it's that pressure that it can create across the other side of the maps that For the Dream has at their disposal. 10.5 minutes in the game, only a 200 gold advantage in favor of For the Dream. But as we have been talking about in moments previous, is that it's the scaling of For the Dream with Arena of Violet and Shurko. And so now, Team Queso recognizes this. They secure themselves a tower, but now the rotation of For the Dream is coming through. Shurko is able to get a lot of damage onto Babada. He's going to have to be forced to use that ultimate. Meanwhile, Rez is on the back line waiting off Ruiz and Yavix to go. But now, you're going to see For the Dream kicking themselves the go button. Babada is going to go down to Rez. Ibuchichi is going to try to dodge the lasso. Will bring him back to the team. That's going to be another kill, and it's going to be a clean ace. So just like that, Team Queso tries to be proactive, but the rotation of For the Dream walks away with the ace.
What a nice rotation. That was crazy. Really nice shot by Team Queso getting a top tower, but the plays from For the Dream. Grizzly Q landing such a clutch Earth Splitter, hitting up 3 people. And Shurko doing so much poke damage onto the Kilgroth. He just didn't stand a chance. Had to disengage, and then Violet was able to get in there and rain damage from behind safely. And securing an ace, getting the tower, getting Darkslayer, getting Spirit Sentinel. This puts For the Dream extremely in the lead here. 4K gold lead when it was just even. One fight turned it around.
And not only that, but it was For the Dream recognizing when that fight needed to happen. They knew they had the power spikes of their advantages. Shurko doing all the poke damages. He might not be on a Yanni, he might not be on a Tulin, but it doesn't matter because the mobility that Flash brings to the table is proving why he is the hottest new hero to grace the battlefield thus far, as 4 towers are in the hands of For the Dream. You can see themselves pushing for a number 5 as the inner has been taken into the mid lane. 12.5 minutes in, For the Dream looking back in good form.
Yeah, this is why you don't want to give the tower lead. Look at the damage! Oh my goodness. Flash comes in from backline, kills the Chognar, secures the kill, and as a result, with Darkslayer buff, they're able to push even more tower. That's a 2nd tower now.
This is where things are going to start to get very scary for Team Queso, as For the Dream still have themselves a few seconds left on that Darkslayer, securing themselves 2 towers in the process. They've got some extra winning waves. You can see the rolling coming out of Arena of Violet, taking down Yavix so quickly. There's nothing that they can do. Rotating themselves now to the middle side of the map. 1,500. The crit looking at 2,800 for Arena of Violet, with the minions barreling in. 4 members are left alive as the noob respawns, but it doesn't matter, as it looks like For the Dream is just going to focus themselves onto that enemy core. Rez is going to try to get off the damage. There's the damage reduction, but it doesn't matter. 13 minutes into the